Lienzos cósmicos, ¿cómo están? Empezamos... Bueno, más bien continuamos de nuevo desde donde lo dejamos. Ya vamos a bajar el cadáver. Ok, estamos estos guantes. Muy bien. Vamos para allá.
The man before you is naked.
Mirarlo a los ojos.
His eyes are milky white and blind, dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unreckoned. Underneath the curdled meat there is an expression, not carried on his features, but below, inside, an expression of pleasure. This man was experiencing joy at the moment of his death.
Dime, hombre muerto, ¿quién eres?
I'm gone.
¿A dónde te has ido?
Into the wild pale yonder.
¿Dónde está eso?
In the past. Way out in the west.
Ya veo que te has ido, pero ¿quién eres?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
Ahora sí que lo eres, pero ¿quién eras cuando estabas vivo?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
Tengo que hacerte otra pregunta.
Go ahead.
¿Qué está pasando?
What do you mean?
Pues estoy hablando contigo.
It's the power of your imagination.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
He loves those.
¿Por qué me encantan tanto las preguntas?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Dame una cantidad irrisoria de preguntas.
Coming right up, copperoonie, Rooney.
¿Me llamo lunático?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
Tengo pinta de llamarme lunático.
No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
Ya van varias veces que le dicen Harry. ¿Por qué siento que he olvidado algo terrible?
Because you have.
¿Quién te mató?
Love did me in, Brother Copo. It was love all along.
¿Puedes hacerme tú una pregunta?
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this?
¿El qué?
Looking at my face, motionless. Looking into my eyes. Standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
Quizás esto nos lleve a algo. Algo indescriptible, imprevisto, milagroso. Te odio, apestas y aburres.
Do I remind you of someone?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
Un bebé afectado por la isitosis arlequín.
You sure I got out of that one. Coppellini.
¿Por qué sentiste placer al morir?
Maybe I was getting my rocks off.
¿Entonces sentiste excitación sexual cuando te colgaron?
Do I look like an erotic auto-asphyxiation type to you?
¿Qué es la autoasfixia erótica?
Captain Copperdromo. I fear we are...
He didn't choke himself. You know it.
A ver, otra vez. ¿Por qué sentiste placer al morir?
Maybe I was getting my rocks off.
¿Por qué hablas tan mal? ¿Es tu dialecto o qué?
It's a mishmash, Coppabolo. You think I'm Messinian, don't you? For you, this is how people from Messina speak like.
¿Eres de ahí? ¿De Messina?
No. My hair is too light a shade of brown. My eyebrows too. Trust your inner races.
¿Ahora también eres racista?
You think I am. You think I was a racist because this lump looks military and has tattoos. That's called profiling.
Olvídalo.
I know what this means. More questions.
Ya basta.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also see me in your dream.
Entrecerrar los ojos y dar un paso atrás.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration?
Observar.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
Su cara y sus manos están rosadas, los muslos también.
It. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
Relajar la vista.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
Creo que está muerto.
I agree.
There are crow's feet in his eyes. He's laughing silently. His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Totally dead.
El mundo ya no contiene su personalidad en su composición. Ya tuvo su momento y terminó hace 7 días.
That sounds about right, yes.
Creo que estuvo en pie después de morir. Sus manos, pies y cuello están descoloridos.
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports her hanging.
Quizás lo estrangularon.
Yes, there's always a chance we are wrong. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Hay algo que sale de él.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck are you saying? Talking about shit.
A lo mejor fue al baño antes de morir.
Maybe.
Le dieron una paliza. ¿Ves los
I
moratones?
do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
O sea, por culpa de Kuno, pues también.
Fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up.
Retrocede y tomar aire.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
Bueno, ¿cómo lo bajamos?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
Creo que hemos sido minuciosos. ¿Se te ocurre algún plan para bajarlo?
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
Estoy en blanco. Echemos otro vistazo. Vamos a guardar rápidamente. Luego me dice que aquí va a haber una elección importante. No la quiero cajetear. De esas de las rojas.
The man before you is naked.
Deberíamos
but for
volver a
a pair of
comentar cómo bajarlo.
Yes, we do.
Tal vez podamos bajarlo de un disparo.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
How?
With a buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Ahí, Levilla afianza la cinta entera.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some... Don't miss! The pig's...
The lieutenant is undecided. On one hand, he wants to shoot some gun. On the other, it's an awfully stupid idea.
Dispara, teniente. ¿Qué podría salir mal?
I'll blow his head off.
Take it! Yeah, take the shot.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzleloader. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
Con calma, socio.
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that
Lo
echoes
pasó
off
rozando,
the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
he feels bad about it. About his eyes mostly. Just having bad eyesight. Probably from a young age.
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
No pasa nada.
Kuno's sorry too.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word. Just looks at the gun in his hand.
¿Y ahora
I
qué?
have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
¿Me prestas el arma? Quiero intentarlo.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks. Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
They only have one.
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Tomar el arma.
Take it, you fucking banana poika. Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth.
Sentir el peso del
The
arma.
cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth.
Apuntar a la cinta.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your...
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth?
This isn't mere boundary pushing.
Lo
There
que
is
les
a
decía.
true suicidal rage in the kid.
Cerrar el ojo
Your
izquierdo.
field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle, the slow movement of the branch in the wind, and your shoulders directing the gun sink up.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now?
Apretar el
fucking
gatillo.
faggoty?
Perra. Sí, caraja.
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
¿Quién te ha matado?
Communism.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from. Then, the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
MCR, nena. MCR.
Ace is high.
The Ace is High, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves.
Chocarla.
The lieutenant takes.
Voy a cargar la partida. Ahorita les voy a decir por qué. Según yo tengo que tener un atributo que es el que subí puntos. Y eso lo vi por la review de un video. Pero bueno, lo recomiendan mucho. Que es tener esto de conectividad. Ahí está, 5. Cuando bajemos el cadáver. Entonces vamos a hacer lo que hicimos rápidamente.
The man before you is naked.
Me voy a ir un poco rápido para hacer lo que
What
ya
was
hicimos.
that about
Ojalá sí se
processes
pueda.
then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help?
Someone... I know it's hard, but I assure you.
Yeah.
How?
With the buckle tight,
Where?
Yeah,
the lieutenant is
yeah.
Que dispare y ya después disparamos nosotros. Ojalá se nos dé bajarlo otra vez.
In the barrel, separates the scouring stick and gives the cartridge 5 secure. That's it. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk. The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off.
God damn it.
He feels bad.
Kuno could have hit it easy, but
I have to say, it's big. It's go ahead.
This is the...
Vamos a hacerlo nosotros ahora.
You've held
Uf.
the buckle.
Why don't you...
This isn't mere you're the
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry
Fallamos.
now, fucking faggoty?
a plume of
Rápidamente, otra vez. Esta va a ser de las pocas veces que haga esto. Pero es que quiero sacar... ahorita van a ver, es un pensamiento que al parecer es muy difícil de sacar. Prácticamente necesitas que... No hay ningún indicio de que puedas sacarlo, de hecho. Ese es el problema, por eso
the
estoy
man
haciendo
before
esto.
you is naked, but
Y lo
for a pair of
recomiendan mucho.
underpants and white boots.
Hola, ¿por qué no puedo
His
hacer esto?
skin is marbled with decaying veins and blotched by
Ahí está.
lividity.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
How?
With
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
side and produces
Okay.
a lightweight firearm.
Ahí va a
He
ser el
drops the
intento.
paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge fire secure. That's it. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position. The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that
God damn it.
he feels bad.
Kuno could have hit it easy.
I have to say, it's beginning. It go ahead.
This is...
You've held.
Ok, y ahora vamos nosotros.
This isn't mere. You're the slow.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
Bien, entonces ahí lo bajamos.
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces with your hand looking straight at you. It takes then the rigor in his muscles.
Ace is high.
The ace is high. You could add an ace's low to
¿Ya vieron? Ya
if you
se
like.
desbloqueó esta opción. No sé por qué nadie te lo dice, pero bueno, lo recomiendan mucho. Y es para tener una idea, para tener acercamiento con Kim. Eso es todo. Nada más era para eso. Disculpen si tardé un poco en hacerlo, pero vale la pena. Chocarle y esperar un 5 abajo.
The high arrives with a sharp slap. As you turn around, there is a moment of doubt.
5
Feels
abajo.
like that low ain't gonna connect. Chill. It's gonna connect.
¿Seguro?
But then it does.
Sí.
And with furious precision. The lieutenant is not one to leave an ace's low hanging.
I knew these guys were...
Perfecto. ¿Y por qué era importante sacar eso? Porque eso nos va a permitir... Vamos a desbloquear esta. Hacer esta... ¿Dónde está? 5 abajo a tierra. Este. Que es para tener más empatía con este Kim. Listo, se está desarrollando. Valdrá la pena. ¿Ahora qué?
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me. It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
Está bien, devolverle su arma.
In the meantime, we should try to interview Evrard Clare, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though. I would also suggest we interview Joyce, the Wild Pines representative. But we've already done that, so good for us. 1 down, 1 to go.
¿Es esta la famosa lista de interrogatorios iniciales?
Yes. And those were the interviewees. Let's go.
Ok. Podríamos hablar con Kuno, que ya no tiene nada que hacer ahora.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Tengo más chance, a ver.
It's not Kuno. It's Kuno S.
Interesante, ¿cómo es eso?
Kuno S is by far the worst of the two. Kuno has no problem being near you, but the other hides behind the fence, afraid for her life, like she's done something very bad. She came up with that psychopathic scheme of screaming for help before. Kuno just wanted to talk to you about his name. Kuno S was the one who wound him up and directed him. Also, Kuno hasn't stopped talking to you, even enjoys it from time to time. When you talk to the other one, it's like talking to a corn animal. She only hisses and says murder was the case that they gave. All in all, Kuno respects madness. You cannot hope to outdo her on that front. You must win yourself a few minutes with him alone.
Intentar separarlos. Psst, Kuno.
Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But watch what happens.
Fuck you whispering about!
She puts extra stress onto that word, expecting it will make you uncomfortable.
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be careful. You can still fuck this up. Don't make Kuno look bad in this.
Uf, por fin nos deja en paz. Está jodida de lo suyo.
She's not fucked up. Everyone's fucked up. Stop judging shit.
Wrong move. But he's whispering still. You haven't lost him. Just don't mess up again. Or you will. There are no guarantees here.
Kuno, escúchame. Ella intenta controlarte. Tenemos que sacarte de aquí.
Okay. The pig's trying to pit us against each other. Not gonna let him do that.
That's it. You let him off the line. That was a bad, manipulative thing to say.
Try to fuck my Kuno! Try to fuck my Kuno away! Me and Kuno are tight. We ride for life.
¿No puedo intentar otra vez? Intentar comprender una vez más, encontrar la forma de conectar con él.
You were too pushy last time. Think this through. Try to really understand the psychological bond Kuno has with Kuno S.
Está bien, ¿qué pasa con Kuno
Just
S?
look. While Kuno has no problem being near you, she always hides behind the fence, afraid for her life. Like she's done something very bad. She came up with that psychopathic scheme of... Also, Kuno, all in all, Kuno respects madness. You cannot...
Kuno.
Fuck you whispering about?
He's whispering too. He's going with it. But what?
Fuck you whispering about!
She puts extra stress onto that word, expecting it will make you
If Kuno wants to whisper, he's gonna fucking whisper, okay? Let's whisper, pig.
This is it. You've got him. But be
A
careful.
ver, si no puedo con este,
You
pues ya
can
no se va a
still
poder.
fuck this up. Don't
¿Cuál es su
make
rollo? Está
Kuno look
loca.
bad in this.
¿Cuál es su rollo? Está loca, pero loca de atrás.
Crazy? You don't know the half of it. She's not crazy. She's insane. Dangerous. She's smoked a man. She's done people in. Probably even pigs.
Stop talking to him! Kuno, I'm fucking warning you! You're gonna get us into shit!
She understands what you're trying to do.
Yo, see? Did Kuno not tell ya? Kuno told ya. Kuno talks to whoever he wants. Talk, pig. Kuno's got it under control.
You did it. They're separated. He's even turned his back to her, so she can't read his lips.
¿Qué quieres decir con que se fumó a alguien?
Kuno means she killed someone. That's right.
Patarile.
She's a killer. Like, actually a killer.
He's meant everything he said before, but right now, he not only means it, he is sincere.
¿En serio? No es demasiado... No. ¿Hablas en serio? ¿Va en serio lo del asesinato?
Killing is serious shit. Kuno's always serious about the 488.
488. The criminal code doesn't go higher than 190.
She's probably killed a pig too. I mean, I'm pretty sure she has.
Vale, ¿a cuántos polis ha matado?
Forget Kuno said that. Kuno was just shitting. Kuno was just running his mouth. Kuno's stupid like that.
A cop would be too large for her to overpower, but a determined child of her size can still kill the vulnerable, the elderly, the homeless, or other children. The creature peers at you both from over the fence. There is something searching in her eyes.
Kuno, ¿crees que haya sido capaz de matar a otros niños?
Kuno falls silent. He does not look at you when he replies.
Kuno, that's it. That's what Kuno is starting to think, yeah.
¿Crees que tiene algo que ver con el fiambre?
She would have liked to fuck him up, but she didn't. Kuno wasn't around, and C was with Kuno.
¿Dónde estaban?
Look, Kuno's gonna put you at ease. We didn't do it.
He speaks the truth, my liege.
¿Has dicho que está zumbadísima?
Yeah, she's psycho. None of that kiddie psycho, cat burning shit. She does the real deal.
¿Y qué liga es eso?
Enough radio shit. Believe me, pig, you don't want to know.
And he doesn't even want to think about it. This isn't just another boast.
¿En qué idioma habla? ¿Napakimpi? ¿Ferrari?
Fuck knows. She says it's the song of her people or some shit.
¿Qué gente?
Crazy people. The fucking Nakis. I don't know.
It's Suruese. The Suru are an indigenous ethnic minority in the social democratic powerhouse Vasa on the tundra and taiga-covered Isola of Katla. Far, far away from here. As far as possible, really.
Kuno, ¿podría ser suruleña?
Louise? Like that man from Shelmdall shit? She could be. She could be that Shelmdall shit.
Revelshot does have a small Suruese community, or she climbed into a yakberry crate and was shipped over accidentally.
¿Es tu hermana?
Fuck no, she's not my sister. She's just a stray who got in, like a mad dog or some shit.
¿Perdida?
Yeah, she was just there.
What was that, Kuno?
She was in the hallway, dripping wet, by the fucking shoe rack, in the dark.
¿Qué hacía empapada?
Kuno's got no fucking idea. Her hair was all wet. I think she pissed on the floor too. She was there for 3 days, in the corner, every time Kuno went out.
Has dicho que entró. ¿Cómo?
I don't know. Someone left the door open. Kuno comes home and she's sleeping under the desk, under a pile of clothes, like a dog.
¿Y tus
Kuno's
padres?
dad doesn't give a shit. Doesn't even see her there, or thinks it's fucking Kuno. Shit's all on Kuno.
Kuno-S, two of a kind.
Entonces, ¿por qué se llama Kuno
Because she
es?
fucking looks like Kuno.
¿No sabes cómo se
No
llama?
one knows her name. Kuno told you this shit was psycho killer.
¿Cómo estás llevando todo esto?
How's Kuno dealing? Kuno's dealing just fine. He doesn't need you fucking with any of it. C doesn't either. Kuno's got this shit under control.
Necesitas refuerzos. Puedes contar conmigo.
Listen. C is Kuno's go-to. Kuno's protecting her. You fuck with C. You fuck with Kuno. You threaten her. You threaten to take her away.
This is what it all comes down to. He needs you to take him seriously now.
I'm going to kill you. I'll run when you put the cuffs on her, sneak up on you later, and fuck you up. You understand?
Lo respeto.
Alright. Now we can do business.
¿Negocios?
Yeah? What do you want? Kuno can hook you up with...
Don't hook him up with shit, Kuno.
See? Relax. He respects the Kuno. Kuno made him respect the Kuno. You respect the Kuno, you get all kinds of shit. Kuno's gonna get you hooked on illegal narcotics if you run a little errand for the Kuno. Get you hooked, pig. Get his hook in you. Then Kuno gonna get you hooking for more. Cash in big style. Pig hooker. See, it's tension and release with Kuno. Now we releasing. The pan buying shit, that's on now too. 90% discount for Kuno's pig. Kuno can flex.
90%.
And shit, you can even fuck back in Kuno's kingdom. Kuno saw you sniff around that fucking pile of Etonite. It's a secret door, okay? Just pull it off and fuck back in there.
Ok. Ah, oh, vaya. Bueno, sí los venden más baratos ahora. Antes creo que 700, 500. Kuno, ¿qué decías de no sé qué narcóticos
Kuno
ilegales?
gets it from his dad. Kuno and his dad are major suppliers. That's where Kuno gets his lightning on. Problem is, Kuno and his dad had a little falling out. Now junkies clawing at Kuno's door. Streets going mad. Kuno's got to throw his dirty popo man at it.
Vale,
Dirty
vale.
popo man is you. In there is Kuno's violent dad on steroids. Kuno's dad does steroids and speed. If you can take him, you can have half of the speed.
¿Quién es tu padre, Kuno?
Kuno's dad is a fucking monster. He's the most violent man in Revachol. He doesn't give a shit about a single thing. He drinks too.
Are you sure you can take on the most violent man in Revachol? In your condition?
¿De cuánto material estamos hablando?
Like half. A
¿Medio
baggie,
qué?
but like in this vial.
That's half a gram, sir.
¿Medio gramo?
Yeah, half a G. Want it or not?
Pero eso no es mucho que
Fuck
digamos.
you talking about half a G? This shit is giant, grade A shit. So clean you can barely see it.
You can barely see it because there's barely any.
Ok. Ya me he decidido, Kuno. Te cuento.
Okay, Kuno's listening.
Lo haré, pero no por el speed. Iré a hacerle frente al hombre más violento de
Sure,
Revachol.
whatever. If you survive, make sure to bring that shit back to Kuno. Kuno's almost out. You wouldn't like the Kuno when he's out.
Obviamente no le conseguiríamos las drogas, no invento.
Kuno's violent dad's got Kuno's key. So you need to fuck your way in there. Go to the pier side, bang on the door till the cleaning gimp lets you in. That's how Kuno does it. Then you go to room 12 and kick down the door, police violence style. That's what Kuno does. And then it's action time. You're locked in the room with violent fuckhead. That's it. Next time Kuno sees you, you better have his shit.
What the hell are you signing us up for here?
Venga ya, Kim. Es evidente que no me voy a quedar con las drogas. Tenemos que alejarlas del menú.
Okay then.
Tengo más preguntas sobre la escena
Yeah.
del crimen.
The kingdom of Kuno? The fuck do you want with it? Yeah,
No,
whatever.
mejor no.
Kuno, the
Del
fuck
cadáver.
about it?
Tiene contusiones por todo el cuerpo. ¿Se las has hecho tú?
Fuck are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
Una contusión es un moratón. Me refiero a las marcas que has dejado en el cadáver al tirarle
Did
piedras.
Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing? This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno fucking rules here.
You hear the lieutenant hum.
Ya seguiremos después. Ahora hablemos de
You're
otra cosa.
testing Kuno's patience.
Get lost.
Vale, me
Kuno
voy.
doesn't fucking...
¿Mi cuerpo lo podemos ya revisar?
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion. But the lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Antes de meternos en faena, ¿qué es una autopsia de campo
Come on,
exactamente?
officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Epui Descent, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
¿Por qué no lo sabes? ¿De qué No manches. Bueno, ¿por qué no lo sabes? ¿De
You
qué
must have me
sirves?
confused with the Copperpedia.
¿Quién es la Polipedia? Pásamelo, que tengo que hablar con él.
You, sir. You are the Copperpedia.
Ah, bueno. Frotarse las manos enguantadas. Venga
There
al meollo.
truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
No lo tengo claro. ¿Qué quieres decir?
I mean when I need you to. Until then, I should handle physical contact, and you should take notes.
Solo hay que rellenar esto, ¿no? Mostrar el formulario de autopsia de campo.
That's right.
You knew it because you inspected your ledger. The lieutenant is relieved you know the protocol.
Abrir tu portapapeles abrir tu portapapeles por el formulario de autopsia
The
de
dead
campo.
man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
Comenzar. 1. Ayudante.
That's
Escribir las iniciales HDB. Que no sabemos los apellidos, solo sabemos el nombre.
the
Hart.
corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
2. Caso forense número...
KK57-0803.0815.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
No deberíamos rellenar el caso forense con mis datos. Técnicamente, llegué a la escena del crimen antes que tú.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41 0803. Help me out with the time. 1111. It's meaningful. 1015. It's understated.
¿Es escueto? Vamos a teatralidad.
Good. Let's go with that.
The lieutenant is quite surprised you managed to come up with an adequate case number.
3. Nombre.
Next.
4. Fecha de
NA.
nacimiento. 5. Edad.
Roughly 50.
Dry 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
Voy a poner
He
42.
nods.
6.
Mondial.
Raza.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Anotar.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
7. Sexo.
Fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Anotar ñaca ñaca. Escribir
Nor
varón.
does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable face.
8.
We're
Fecha de la
still
muerte.
going with March 4th. 51.
Escribir 040351.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
HDB 41 0803.1015 listens motionless with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box
11.
remains.
11. Pruebas de
None.
manipulación.
At least not after the initial examination.
A strange word. Treatment.
Una cosa, ¿qué es la manipulación exactamente?
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
Yo no estaría tan seguro. ¿No daban a entender las huellas que lo llevaron
They'd
en
have
brazos?
to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dog walkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today, 42 stations of breath.
We should
Okay.
start the post-mortem.
Pasar la página.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Examen externo.
Close.
Resumen.
The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodin, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodin, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are
Anotar.
ceramic. Vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
¿Cuándo las voy a conseguir?
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
Ok, omitiré el
The
detalle
boot
de
has
las
a
fotos.
serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design. Tattoos.
Anotarlo.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a microelectronical circuit board. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased
Anotar.
has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well nourished,
Anotarlo.
athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent
Un
with
80.
age 42. Preservation
42
is good.
años, ok.
Ambient temperature below freezing.
Sí, porque hacía frío, por eso se conservó. Una semana, caray.
Body hair is
Anotar.
light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Tocar el cabello del cadáver
The
antes de
hair
seguir.
under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet.
Acariciarle el pelo
The
suavemente.
stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove. Like there must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil.
Con cera. Seguir
More hair
acariciando.
sticks to the glove. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. An alien landscape. For a fraction of a second you feel something. An irregularity. But then it's gone. Too minute to register in your mind. There, dead man. You were someone's child. It's all over now.
¿Qué era eso? ¿Un
What was
bulto?
what? Brilliant time. There's brilliant time in his hair.
Ya está pequeño. Ya
The
está.
lieutenant watches you in silence.
Anotarlo añadiendo el detalle de la
That was some
brillantina.
sick shit, Sekopa.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking mad. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
Anotar.
Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
Hay que quitar la liga.
You've got just the right tool for that. The chain
La
cutters.
cinta. El cortapernos. Menos mal que tenemos este cortapernos. Sacar el cortapernos con mangos
Always
de
good
goma.
to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully.
¿Y puedo
With as
equiparlo?
much precision as you can.
See? My pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Vete a la ver. Buscar un buen punto por el que
The
cortar.
belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Ojalá se pueda, si no ya valió.
After some deliberation, you
Oof.
sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
Apretar.
The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is
Anotar.
intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
No! It's gonna happen, see?
I fucking knew it.
This is clearly what they've been waiting for, ever since the autopsy began.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Da la impresión de que estaba disfrutando al momento de su
yes,
muerte.
your hunch before. We can have a semen analysis requested from processing, if that's what you meant.
Sí, procesamiento, ciencia, a eso me refería.
Just write down that we request an analysis.
The corpse with his pants down does not have an opinion on the subject. All he has is genitals and a deathly odor.
Inspecciona los
The dead man's
genitales.
penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
Anotarlo y añadir
Back is
muestra de
symmetrical
sangre.
and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Tiene demasiadas cicatrices, muchas más de las que un agente de la ley.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item.
Anotarlo.
Hands.
His
tomarle
flesh
la
is
mano.
cold, icy.
Pleased to meet you. Where are you from and what's your name? I'm
Me
only
llamo...
fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo de Cappadocia?
Está bien tomarte la mano. ¿Te gustó cuando te acaricié
I
el
did,
pelo?
Kobo. I did. Reminded me of when I was just a small boy. Before this happened to my face and my body. You did me a kindness there. We should do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
¿Esperábamos alguna?
Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Es decir, que no hay heridas defensivas ni ADN debajo de
Working
sus
so
uñas.
close to the fumes coming from the corpse must be hard. You realize suddenly that the lieutenant has been barely keeping it together these past 2 items.
Anotarlo.
That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
2. Examen interno.
Central nervous
Asume.
system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
¿Puedo añadir la moraleja
What would
de
that
esta
be?
historia?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
El cerebro es muy vulnerable a la escasez de su
I think that may
suministro de
well be the
sangre.
moral of every story, officer.
Pondré NA.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory
anotar.
system. Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
From here, it looks as though the clown-faced man is screaming. The tendons of his jaw are torn apart. Hyoid ripped from the force of the lieutenant's hands.
Mirar dentro
No
de la boca del
scream.
muerto.
No sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Mirar más adentro.
It's hard.
Uy, no.
Once more, you
Gracias.
taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo. Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary. NA.
¿Por qué no tenemos nada?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
Hepato means liver, and biliary, the gallbladder and bile ducts.
Soy
Nothing
experto en
in
algo
your
de eso.
alcohol-soaked memory directs to having forensic expertise on either one.
Neither am
No
I.
lo creo.
That's it.
Y ya está.
Same for
Escribir
toxicology and serology. NA. Unless you have untapped
Ambas.
reservoirs of knowledge there?
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
El perfeccionista que hay en mí se pregunta si aún hay
We
algo
already
que
have
podamos
one
hacer.
test as per regulation, and we already requested semen.
Pigs requested semen like it's no.
I'm not even interested in these boring mulklets anymore. I haven't sucked him off or anything.
Podemos cambiar la
At the
toxicología,
request,
parece
then,
sensato.
we'll know if drugs or poisons remain in his blood. At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with it.
Escribir NA y añadir examen toxicológico
Cardiovascular.
solicitado.
The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
Anotar.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voilà.
Anotarlo y omitir el... bueno, sí. Anotarlo y
What's
omitir el
next on the
voilà.
list?
3. Descripción de lesiones. Resumen. Por cierto, no puedo guardar rápido. O a ver, antes de seguir. Espérame. Guardar rápido. Y seguimos. Para allá para terminar.
The rotting man. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
No, creo que podemos seguir después. Bueno, hasta aquí lo dejamos. Y seguimos en el siguiente episodio. De hecho, ya vieron que, pues, lamentablemente me acabé todas mis pociones de vida, digámoslo así. Entonces, sí, cuando podamos tenemos que subir más nivel de esto para tener más vida. Porque si no vamos a tener problemas más adelante, creo. Que es lo que no quería. Lo voy a hacer aquí antes de que me arrepienta. Listo, ya tenemos un poco más de vida. Y vamos a guardar partida. Bueno, por mi parte sería todo. Y ya saben, si no los veo, buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. Cuídense mucho. Se les manda un buen abrazo. Gracias por acompañarme. Aunque a veces la cajeteo, pero bueno, intento no cajetearla tan seguido. Vamos a ver si quedó bien. Sí. Ok, eso sería todo por hoy. Dejámonos a nuestro amigo Harry. Cuídense mucho. Hasta luego.